Or we can do astrology.
We're going to, yeah, we can do astrology. Okay, here we go. There you go. Let's go right here.
Jesus answered, If I honor myself, my honor is nothing. It is my Father that honoreth me, of whom ye say that he is your God. Yet ye have not yet known him, but I know him. And if I should say, I know him not, I shall be a liar like unto you. But I know him and keep his saying.
Okay, now let's break it down. Let's break it down like Martin Buber. Okay, go back to the first 5 words. What?
Jesus answered, If I honor myself, my honor is nothing.
And what does that mean, honey, to you? If I honor myself, my honor is nothing.
If he's honoring just himself, he's not recognizing that part of himself that is divine, God.
That is right. That birth into the cosmos, that first breath that you spoke about that brought him here and us here. Okay, go ahead.
It is my Father that honoreth me, of whom ye say that he is your God.
Okay, tell me. It's the, no, I don't want to say it. You say it.
It is God or that spirit of presence that he has to honor, that has been before, will be after him, and will be in the future, that's passing through him.
Like Martin says? Mm-hmm. Okay, and what else?
Yet ye have not known him, but I know him.
Stop right there. I love that. But ye have not known him. Because if you did, you'd know that what I speak are not words that I'm speaking just to validate myself, but they're the sincere or serious truth. Listen. Mm-hmm. It's a serious truth. Okay.
And if I should say I know him not, I shall be a liar like unto you, but I know him and keep his saying.
Okay, so what is he saying there? Does it matter to him what you think of him?
Nope.
Not one bit. Because why?
Because he knows the truth.
Yes. He knows the truth. Now let's see. We're going back to astrology, aren't we?
You keep saying it. I don't know what's happening.
Okay. On June the 9th at 11:46 p.m. in Greenville, North Carolina.
Don't say my social or anything. Jeez.
You were born. You took your first breath. Mm-hmm. And you appeared on the scene. You appeared. Out of nowhere. I mean, from a womb, you appeared. And here you are. There you were. And here you are.
I always wondered, do astrologers deal with the point of conception, like 9 months earlier? Do they look at that? Because that's really when you appeared.
That, I was going to go into that, because my next sentence was you were born by a certain and by a certain set of parents. So somebody might say, and keep your question in case I go to Afghanistan, come back again, and get way gone.
You?
You were born, some people say, well, so many people are born on that day. How in the world can that be relative? Because for you were born to a certain mother and father.
Mm-hmm. My past.
Right. And you were born with their past. Mm-hmm. That was attached to them. Mm-hmm. So all of that goes into you at that moment in that city, mm-hmm. during whatever was going on in that hospital to that doctor, whoever delivered you. Mm-hmm. Okay? Yes, the moment of conception is so paramount. And I'm glad you asked that, because that leads us into more astrology study. On the night that you were conceived, okay? Something,
or even the month, because I'm sure you don't know the night.
Okay, but I'm going to say the night, whatever night that was. Your mother had gone through something that day, and that week, and that month. She was going through something. Your father, too, was going through something, feeling something. Some of these feelings were expressed, some of them were not. Mm-hmm. Okay? Not only to himself, but to his wife, and she the same. So those feelings,
energies,
right, were present at that moment of passing time, mm-hmm. necessary let's say that they had had a huge fight, not saying that they did, and that's how they made up through the act of making love. Okay, I don't know. We're just making it
let's
up.
just bypass through the.
All right.
I don't need to.
But let's say that that's what happened, or that your mother had won the lottery. Okay, the few hours before they, gathered in the bedroom to conceive you. You wanted to go to conception? Anyway, you needed, because of what you have to do and are going to do. I love that word have. You have to do it. And that goes back to your node, which I'm going to be talking about. You needed that experience of your mother and your father to occur in that way, in that manner, in that hour, on that day, including what they ate, including where they had gone that day. Everything's connected. In order to get the right combination, the exact, explicitly right combination to form you, for that spirit, I'm going to make it up right now, you're standing in heaven and you're waiting for that moment of conception. Now, if your mother or father had missed even one turn during the day, you wouldn't be able to enter. See that, and then form in the womb. It all had to do with all of the things that came before and all of the things that's coming after. Because in all sense, what Boover is saying, there is no such thing. This little paper's saying that too. But we want to break up time. We want to think that this happens, that happens, that happens. It is my personal opinion and constituted belief that when people speak of reincarnation, I've lived before. I'm going to be so brazen to say this. Just like if you were riding down the road. We used to turn on the radio in the car. Do you still do it? Because you have an iPod and all that now. But you still, okay. Well, it hasn't passed yet. It's quickly passing. And there's so many stations out there, especially with satellite radio. There's so many, and you can tune it and tune it and tune it and pick up so many. Everything that's ever been or ever will be is existing now. Okay? So these levels, we are existing simultaneously, if you will. And our other lives that we've had or are having are happening at the same time. Give it back to me. And it goes back to this, but give me that paper right there, honey. Let's do it. And okay, give me back what I said in simple terms. And instead of saying we die and we come back, we die and we come back, if we're going to look at it like whatever the Big Bang was, is, and all of that as words, not as a book, but as a word, a progressive word, everything that was ever created or ever will be created was created. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. So the Word, everything. We can't fathom how we can exist in multi-dimensional layers. And I'm not trying to get all galactic on you, but I'm saying we have so many different dimensions of emotions. All right? So when we say we have come here at that moment of time, you as this physical being needed to inhabit the world on that level. But the other levels, the other radio stations have been tuned out. You're present now in this one. Now give it back, and I'll get back with this astrology in just a moment. I'm trying to drive astrology.
Well, what I hear you saying is that whatever frequency I needed to experience, that moment brought that frequency into clarity. And I was born, and I'm living my life trying to, at this frequency, trying to navigate, but as I learn and evolve, there are other frequencies that I could reach, and it's not necessarily in this lifetime, but I think that's the goal, which is, I think, what people call enlightenment.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's absolutely beautiful. Okay, exactly true. Now,
We
true,
we don't
as
know.
you know, the whole thing could be made up.
Yeah,
and
we could.
We could have two people could have got together. You have a baby, and at the end of it, you die and go in the ground.
Well, that's true too.
That is part of it, but it's we know without knowing how we know that we do not cease to be, or even the Christians wouldn't believe in a hereafter. We don't cease to be.
Well, some people believe that we cease to be, but I find it hard to believe because I know that energy cannot be destroyed; it can only be changed. So it's hard to.
In a twinkling of the eye, the Bible says, you're changed. But in that moment, let's go back. Here's astrology again. You were born on that moment, 11:46 p.m. You took your first breath in this world, and at that moment in time, Aquarius, the planet Uranus, but Aquarius, the sign, was on the eastern horizon of your astrological chart. And so you were affected by the Aquarian planet of Uranus. Now Uranus that's the reason it's difficult for you to, as you told me one time, to sit and have your nails done.
Oh, I hate that.
Okay? Because you are full of electrified energy. The planet Uranus, according to astrologers, and according to many, if you're going to do research projects and give any validation to any of this stuff, it is the planet of genius. It is not necessarily a pleasant situation and formation to be born under, because there's so much electrical charge running through you at all times. And that would produce music, it would produce art, it would produce the ability to communicate well, and guess what? It would produce the love of astrology. And the reason that it does is because Uranus is the planet of penetration, understanding the truth, turning over the things that are false and eliminating them from your life. Now, please pull up Martin Buber again. He's not turning me loose. Turn him up. And let him comment on what I just said. Here it is, watch. He's going to add some.
The goal was for the Buddha the annulment of suffering, which is to say, of becoming and passing away, the salvation from the wheel of rebirth. Henceforth there is no recurrence, was to be the formula for those who had liberated themselves from the desire for existence, and thus from the compulsion to become again ceaselessly. We do not know where there is a recurrence. The line of this dimension of time in which we live, we do not extend beyond this life, and we do not try to uncover what will reveal itself to us in its own time and law.
Wow.
But if we did know that there was recurrence, then we should not seek to escape from it. We should desire not crude existence, but the chance to speak in every existence, in its appropriate manner and language, the eternal I of the destructible and the eternal you of the indestructible.
I think that you have just given the complete summation of Uranus and its impermanence, permanent energy. Now, what did I, in your life? Mm-hmm. Now, just give me, on 26 years, how has, what he just said, how has that been experienced? Uranus also, oh man, honey, it rules abrupt endings, this quick. So give it back to me, what you think that he's saying and what I'm saying as far as the planet Uranus, and you know nothing about Uranus. Before this moment that I said, you don't know anything except this planet in the sky. What has he said in adding some insight to this astrological session we're having today?
Well, like I said, I don't know how it relates to Uranus because I don't really know astrology in relation to Uranus, but I think that what he's saying is that if we do reincarnate, the goal should not be to simply exist, but to exist in every way that we have or can exist.
Wow. And that you have summarized again, Uranus. Uranus and the sign Aquarius. Uranus rules Aquarius. Mitzi has 3 planets in Aquarius. So it would make her, as well, I'm talking about you now for a few moments, okay, Mitzi? It would make it very difficult for her to conform. Does that mean that she does not love home and family? No. Does it make for you not to love home and family? No. But it's got to be an unconventionalized home and family. For someone to try to domesticate you, or Mitzi, and tell you that, now she doesn't have Aquarius rising like you do. She has 3 planets in Aquarius in the 12th house, so they're pretty much locked up. But anyway, getting back to you, for someone to tell you that you absolutely had to do this way, in order to be a happy person, you've got to get married and have 3 children and buy a station wagon, have a fence, picket fence and all that. It probably doesn't exist in you. Now,
Definitely not the station wagon.
okay. But for someone maybe that has Cancer rising, which came here to learn the lessons of home and family and marriage, totally different. But you, if you're going to be in a relationship, and you also, I am privy to know that your sister has the same rising. Both of you have Uranus rising. So you are here as a truth seeker and to exchange the personal for the impersonal. Now, if you can interpret that, I think I'll get over there in your chair and you get over here on mine.
No, you can stay there.
Give it to me. Changing, you came here to change the personal, to exchange the personal for the impersonal.
Well, for me, I think that the thing I struggle with most is probably my ideas of myself versus myself, so, or what I really want. So if I could exchange this person for the idea in a more like cosmic way, the idea of how I fit in the universe, not how I fit in my body, that would be very nice for me.
Wow. Everybody in television land say, wow, wow, wow. And that is what mode of cosmic therapy is about. It's learning that we are much more grander than what we think, but not from an egotistical standpoint.